I've never done a YouTube video before. Don't know that I have yet. This may not get out, but I got a few things I'd like to say, like to address, and hopefully I get some help to help me put this out. First of all, I want to say, before I get started, some of y'all going to like this, some of y'all won't. I hate that. I don't mean to offend anybody, but let me say this. You get to the end, I don't want you to think I'm white privileged, because I want to tell you something. I'm the youngest of 5 kids. Our daddy got killed when I was 2 weeks old. I grew up pretty rough, pretty poor. Matter of fact, I had a man tell me one time I didn't really grow up. So he told me that I was just jerked up by the hair of my head. So busted my ass all my life. Worked hard. Taught my kids how to work hard. Put 3 through college. So don't come off with this white privilege stuff to me, okay? Now, I'm sitting up here on our farm on actually the highest part of the farm, which is a good place for me. I like it. Up here, right off down here to my left, we've got a couple pretty good old dogs buried, and got some more probably buried down there, and who knows, maybe my ass should be put down there one day. But anyway, I'm gonna turn this around and show you a little bit of farm here, if I can. Right back up behind me here is a barn, and like I say, I'm just kind of on the high part here. Anyway, that really doesn't matter. That doesn't come into play on what I'm talking about. I got a few points I said I'm going to talk about. And first of all, is this Seattle, Washington stuff. Now, you got a group come in to Seattle and taking over like 6, 7 city blocks. I don't know how you do that. I know what happened if I tried to do that, but anyway, they did it. What I thought was funny about it was the first thing they did was build walls around it and put armed guards to protect their border. And I understand that. I mean, you got a border, you got to protect it. And then they put police inside, the same thing they don't want. So maybe I'm the only one who sees that funny, but it just seems kind of odd to me that that's the first things they did, and that's the main thing I think that they're against. Now, second thing we'll talk about is Drew Brees. Drew Brees, you're a good man. I don't know anybody. You've probably done more for New Orleans than the city of New Orleans has done for themselves. You're a good man. I respected it when you said you weren't going to kneel for when the national anthem was played. I respected that, and I respected what you said about your grandfather. What I didn't respect and what I didn't appreciate is when you came back from the pressure and just said, "Oh, I didn't understand." Well, what is there to understand? It's the American flag. Now, I'm not against kneeling, but just don't do it during the American flag. Just don't do it during the national anthem. Stand for the national anthem. Put your hand on your heart. Do like we're supposed to do. And afterwards, let's have a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't care. And let everybody in the whole place get on their knees and pray for peace and justice and racial equality and all that. I'm totally with that. Don't do it during the national anthem, because I'm going to tell you something. You kneel, I want you to think about, Drew Brees, I want you to think about this. If you ever hear this, I want you to think about this. The first time you take a knee on the national anthem, I want you to think about what your granddaddy's thinking about you right then. And your wife, and I don't mean this in a bad way. I wouldn't say anything about a man's wife. I wouldn't even know her. I wouldn't know her if I walked into her in the grocery store. But anyway, for her to say, we understand this is our fault. Look, I got to tell me, please tell me how in the hell this is her fault or your fault. I just don't understand. Are there racist people out there? Yes. Are you racist? No, you're not. You're an American. And I hope you will change, and I hope you will lead in a direction that will, of the NFL, that will say, look, let's take this serious, and let's take a knee, but let's don't take it during the when the flag is up. Because I could tell you, in the NFL, you can do all this, and you can play all this stuff, and you can act every way you want to act. When you start doing that stuff, I'm not watching it anymore, and I think a whole lot more people aren't watching it. I wouldn't buy a ticket to an NFL game if you're gonna kneel. I wouldn't watch it on TV. And I love sports as much as anybody in this world. I grew up playing it. I grew up with many black friends. Still got many black friends. Maybe more black friends than I got white friends. So I don't have a racist bone in my body. But you start kneeling during the flag, I have a problem with that. And I think so do a lot of other people. So do your thing if that's what you think's right. Last thing I want to talk about is NASCAR. Now NASCAR, you know, I was excited when Bubba Wallace came into NASCAR because it gave some diversity on something that was really needed, and I was happy about it. Now, all of a sudden, you come up with the Confederate flag, rebel flag, you know, you can't have it anymore. Well, I grew up here in the South, as you know. Actually, I grew up in North Carolina, born and raised in North Carolina, right in the heart of NASCAR. Grew up around NASCAR. Grew up in small tracks up Hickory, North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina, small tracks when I was a kid. And like I say, played sports, was around all that stuff. Had a gun, grew up with a rebel flag and a gun, and I never, the thought of ever shooting a black person never entered my mind. Like I said, some of my best friends were black. But I wanted to take a minute and when that was happening and say, let me look at the rebel flag from a different perspective. So I did, and I started looking at it, and I thought, how if I were on the other side, how would I look at this? Well, I get it. You know, I get it when you see the rebel flag and you think, you know, well, this stands for slavery. It stands for injustice. It's burning, looting, killing. I understand that. Suppression, I understand that. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense to me. So let's forget about trying to fight a fight on a rebel flag. Let's just do that for peace and to unite everybody, black and white, whatever. Although I got black friends that grew up with a rebel flag too. And another little story I won't go into, but for years up around Asheville, you can Google it, there was a black guy walked around all the time carrying a rebel flag. But anyway, I get it, I understand it. So I'm okay with it. But here's my problem. When you put Black Lives Matter on your car in NASCAR, when I think of Black Lives Matter, I don't think of peace and tranquility and unity and love and all this stuff. I think of the same thing you think of, Bubba, when you look at the rebel flag. I think of hatred. I think of looting. I think of burning. I think of destruction. I think of two different people that want to suppress other people, their words, their views, whatever. So here's my thing. And I love NASCAR, and NASCAR getting ready to come on here in a few minutes. But I'm not going to watch NASCAR anymore until it's an equal thing. And I hope a lot of other people don't. And you know, let Black Lives Matter pay the NASCAR bills. Let them be the fans. Let them watch it on TV and see what you get out of it. I don't mean that as a racial way. I don't care. But I'm just telling you, I'm okay with you doing away with the rebel flag, but I'm gonna tell you, do away with Black Lives Matter too, because I'm so tired of the fact that it has to be this. If I got a black friend down the road, and we were talking about this, and I said, you know, if we went and did something good together or something bad together, it wouldn't be his name and my name. It'd be a black man and a white man. I'm tired of it. You know, the Bible says we're all created under God's image. Well, you know, I don't know. I've never seen God. I hope to one day. But based upon my learnings of the Bible, God wasn't black, God wasn't white, God brown, you know. And when you want to get into injustice and inequality, who has suffered more in this world than the Jewish people have? From the beginning of time in the Bible, throughout the Germans, all that. Who has suffered more? You know what? I had a rough life growing up. Like I say, some people say I didn't grow up. I just jerked up by the hair of my head. But either way, becoming a man was a rough life for me. It was tough. But you know what? I sucked it up. You do you play the cards that you're dealt. You go live with it. You quit blaming other people, and you go do it. It ain't it doesn't, for the majority of people out here, it doesn't have anything to do with the color of your skin. It's got to do with what's in your heart. And I wish everybody would start seeing that. I wish these people that want to divide this country would just shut up and stop it. And let us learn to live together. I've never been black. I'm going to tell you. I don't know what it's like. I know there's problems with it. But I'll tell you, I've been poor. And I understand the problems there. I understand being looked down on because you're poor. And another thing I'm not going to go into, but I've worked all over this world, and I understand what it is to be looked down on because of your color. But you know what? That doesn't stop me. It doesn't mean if I'm in Africa and somebody looks down on me because I'm white, that I'm against everybody in Africa. It's stupid. Now, go do away with your police. Hey, if you think doing away with the police protects black people, then, you know, try it. Have you an experiment and try it. That's all I know. And see what you think, because I don't think it'll work. I'm out here in the country. We don't see many police out here. Somebody come out here, we got our way of dealing with it. If it won't be a problem. You know, because you have to, because it takes long for police to get here. Somebody broke in my house. You know, one of us is dead before they get here. I probably shouldn't say that, but anyway. I'm just talking from my heart. And I wish everybody would just come together and stop this stuff and understand, you know, you're looking at the government. Hey, the government ain't going to help you. The government ain't here for you. The government ain't here for you whether you're black, white, green, purple, orange, blue, yellow. It don't matter. The government is not here for you. I love this country with all my heart. I don't care anything about my government because they're not here to help you. And if you think they're going to solve any problem, then what I wish you'd do is tell me the problem they have solved. And tell me how many problems we've had they hadn't created. So anyway, like I said, I've never done this before. Feel free to reply if this ever gets out, and I don't know that it will. Maybe it'll take off, maybe it won't. I don't know. I don't have any kind of name set or anything for this, but I just had a few things I had to come up here on top of the hill and get off my mind. I hope everyone has a good day. God bless everybody. God bless the country. And God bless us all when we try to get through this. And instead of looking for reasons to divide us, let's look for reasons to bring us together. And not look at, you know, maybe we'd be better off if we just shut our eyes when we were talking to people and decided if we liked them or not. I don't know. But anyway, I appreciate your time. Have a good day.